When everyone thought Lando Norris had this one locked up, Oscar Piastri pulled off the ultimate heist. Just 12 thousandths of a second decided pole position at Zandvoort. Qualifying at the Dutch Grand Prix just delivered one of the closest battles we've seen all season. After dominating every single practice session, Norris looked unstoppable, but this is Formula One, where nothing is guaranteed until that checkered flag falls. The McLarens were in a league of their own. The home crowd got their hero on the second row, and a rookie shocked everyone by making it to the fourth place. P20 was Lance Stroll and P19 was Ollie Behrman. Starting from the back, Lance Stroll had a weekend to forget, already crashing in FP2 on Friday, forcing his team to work through the night rebuilding his car. Disaster struck again. On his first push lap in Q1, Stroll clipped the grass at turn 13, sending his Aston Martin spinning into the barriers. He managed to limp back to the pits, but the damage was too severe to continue. Without setting a time, he'll start dead last in P20. Ollie Behrman had a problem extracting peak performance from the C4 compound. P18 was Esteban Ocon and P17 was Nico Hülkenberg. Esteban Ocon couldn't find pace in Haas car. Both drivers struggled with the soft tires all weekend, with the team admitting they couldn't extract peak performance from the C4 compound. Nico Hülkenberg continued his qualifying struggles in P17, losing out to teammate Gabriel Bortoleto for the fifth time in a row. The German veteran, who was such a qualifying star last year, couldn't find those crucial tenths at Zandvoort. P16 was Franco Colapinto and P15 was Alex Albon. Franco Colapinto took P16 in his Alpine, missing the Q2 cut by less than a tenth compared to the Sauber of Bortoleto. Alex Albon was left frustrated in P15 after Williams' tire strategy backfired. The team's preparation for the soft compound didn't work, leaving Albon to rue their decision over the radio. P14 was Pierre Gasly and P13 was Gabriel Bortoleto. Pierre Gasly struggled in that Alpine and grabbed P14, while Gabriel Bortoleto impressed again in P13, outpacing his experienced teammate Nico Hülkenberg once more. P12 was Yuki Tsunoda and P11 was Kimi Antonelli. Yuki Tsunoda found himself in a familiar territory. Knocked out in P12, the Red Bull driver had been eliminated in Q1 four times this season, and while he avoided that fate here, Q2 provided his limit. Kimi Antonelli came close to Q3, but missing out by just 19 thousandths of a second. In P11, despite early struggles in practice, the Mercedes rookie bounced back impressively, getting within 2 tenths of teammate George Russell. P10 was Fernando Alonso and P9 was Carlos Sainz. Fernando Alonso rounded out top 10 in disappointing end to what had been a promising weekend. The Aston Martin driver was fast in practice but couldn't deliver when it mattered the most. Carlos Sainz delivered Williams' first Q3 appearance since Imola in May, taking P9. The Spaniard managed to sneak into the top 10 shootout despite the car's limitations. In P8 was Liam Lawson and P7 was Lewis Hamilton. Liam Lawson secured P8 for Racing Bulls, marking his third consecutive top 10 start and fifth of the season. Every time he's qualified in the top 10 this year, he scored points. Lewis Hamilton found himself in P7, struggling with the balance of his Ferrari all weekend. The seven-time world champion was outpaced by teammate Charles Leclerc, who managed P6 despite the car's difficulties. In P6 was Charles Leclerc and P5 was George Russell. Charles Leclerc managed to outqualify Lewis Hamilton despite being on back foot all weekend. George Russell took P5 for Mercedes, but it was a disappointing result after looking competitive earlier in the weekend. He was nearly 6 tenths of the McLaren's pace. P4 was Isack Hadjar and P3 was Max Verstappen. The real shock came in P4. Isack Hadjar delivered the lap of his career. The Racing Bulls rookie pulled out an incredible final sector to leapfrog Russell and claim his best ever qualifying result. It was the best lap I've had this year because it's a very hard track, really demanding, Hadjar said. I put it all on the line, especially that final corner. Max Verstappen gave the Orange Army something to cheer about with P3. Reigning world champion set the fastest middle sector and dragged his Red Bull to within a quarter second of pole. Qualifying was basically the best I've felt all weekend, he said, clearly relieved to be competitive at his home race. P2 was Lando Norris and P1 was Oscar Piastri. The battle for pole came down to McLaren teammates. Lando Norris had been fastest in every practice session. This time, he topped all three sessions this season, but when it counted, Oscar Piastri found that extra gear. Piastri set a blistering new lap record at Zandvoort. Norris was just 12,000 seconds behind, the closest qualifying margin between the teammates we've seen all year. Neither driver could improve on their second runs, leaving Piastri with his fifth pole of the season and the championship lead intact. This result sets up a fascinating dynamic for Sunday's race. Piastri is leading the championship, but Norris knows that overtaking at Zandvoort is nearly impossible. With every Dutch Grand Prix winner since 2021 starting from pole, Piastri has the perfect platform to extend his points lead. What we witnessed at Zandvoort was Formula One at its finest, two teammates pushing each other to the absolute limit. Piastri's lap was pure perfection when it mattered the most, while Norris will be left wondering what might have been. Behind them, Verstappen gave his home fans hope, and Hadjar announced himself as a star in the making. Tomorrow's race promises to be epic, but today belonged to Oscar Piastri and that record-breaking lap. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe.